Hey everybody, Chef Todd back again for another great episode. This is actually number 2 in a series I was going to do. First one was pots and pans, which hopefully you've watched. This one's all about cutlery and kitchen knives. As you can see in front of me, you have a nice assortment of knives. We'll go through each one, give a brief explanation, its name and its function, and why you should have it in your kitchen as well. Stick with us, it'll be another great show. Thank you. All right, I'm back. A little frustrated. I just wasted like an hour recording different segments for this. The audio didn't record for some reason. Don't know why. I'm just an amateur here, kind of winging it, so we're starting over. Hopefully the audio is a little better. I'm going with the hardwired mic today. I noticed on my last couple episodes, particularly the pots and pans, the audio of the microphone wasn't as good, picking up my voice. It sounded echoey, so hopefully this is a little better. Anyway, you can see my knives and my gadgets. I got smaller knives, medium knives, and larger knives. We'll go through each one. I'll break this up into segments. Again, the name of the knives and its purpose in the kitchen. So let's get started. All right, the basic knife in any kitchen is the chef's knife. Again, a standard knife. These are typically 8-inch blades. These here are 8-inch blades, and it's, again, the length of the blade, not with the handle that's measured. This one on the left is a 10-inch blade. It came with this set when I was in culinary school. I still have it. Again, these are probably the most versatile in the kitchen. They're good for cutting lettuce, chopping onions and vegetables. You can slice some meats with it. You can cut some fish, chicken. So again, everyone has a set of these. I have 2 or 3. Again, I like to use them if one gets dirty. If you're cutting chicken and you want to cut vegetables or vice versa, you don't want to cross-contaminate. So you have an extra spare on the side. You can just grab a clean knife, clean cutting board, and then you just clean up at the end when you're good. One thing I want to discuss when you're shopping for knives is this part of the knife here. It's like, so in the handle, there's a full segment of the blade. This is called the tang, not the drink, tang, but the same name. So a good quality knife has a full tang, which runs the whole length of the blade. So this one you can see the tang runs through the whole handle, is extended through the entire knife. It just gives a better quality of the knife. It's heavier duty and it's a better function. This knife here is the best knife in my set. It's a newer one. Again, it has a full tang in the handle. Super sharp. Again, great for, I use it all the time. And then this one doesn't have a full tang. It's, I would call it a cheaper model. Not necessarily, you know, less functional, but just probably a step down from a knife with the full tangs. All right, this knife here, you've probably seen them. They're very popular these days. It is called a santoku, Japanese name. It actually stands for chop, mince, and dice. I don't speak Japanese, but that's the term. I'm sure that's what it's called. It's a shorter version of a chef knife. You can see it has a shorter blade. This is probably a 6-inch blade. It's a little stubby knife. These are great for mainly just chopping vegetables, chopping garlic, onions and carrots. You can see it has a shorter blade. It's stubby, which gives you a lot better control. It kind of has like this rocky handle design, which is great, again, for, you know, chopping up and down. And I don't know if you can see on the, it has like a little bit of serrated edge to it, which is great for if you ever cut potatoes or certain vegetables that'll stick to the edge of the blade, which is quite annoying. That helps prevent that. Again, there's a little bit of an air gap between what you're cutting, so you know the potatoes will just fall off, and you keep going, working more efficiently. Again, a santoku. All right, this segment is more specialty knives, knives that have a specific use. You can see the different ones here. So first one here, this is a bread knife. Very serrated edge, very sharp, used for cutting, you know, hearty breads, big baguettes with a thick crust. They'll cut through, you know, easily, slice, you know, French breads and that. Don't recommend using this for carving meats. Serrated edge more tears the meat, not as opposed to slicing through it. But again, you get yourself a good bread knife. This is a boning knife. Looks similar to a fillet knife. Could be used for that purpose as well. It's basically for cleaning meats, chicken. If you're cleaning chicken breasts, you want to trim the fat. It's got again a narrow blade. You can fillet some fish with it. A true fillet knife is more flexible. I don't have one of those, but this works just as well. If you're cleaning a big rib roast, you want to get in there and clean off the the excess fat, or there's some grizzle in there that you don't want. Again, easier using this than a big chef knife such as this that has less control. Again, a small knife has more control, so less chance of injuring yourself. And then these are both paring knives, basically just for cutting small pieces of fruit. I use these for slicing strawberries all the time. It's just easy, if you want to cut grapes, it's a small blade and versatile as well. So again, some specialty knives that you can have. All right, and this big guy is called a scimitar. Looks like a sword, basically what it is. This basically has one purpose. It's for carving large roasts. You have a big rib roast. You could use it for turkey breast. Again, it has a big curved blade. You're going to cut through large pieces of meat. Great for cutting it to whole tenderloin. Again, you wouldn't use this for really chopping. Has a good weight to it, so it slices through the meat easily. Again, a scimitar. Again, I don't use this too much, mostly during the holidays. If I'm cooking, again, a ham, it'd be great for carving a ham, a rib roast, such like that. So get yourself one of these. All right, I want to talk about how do you maintain your knives. The most important thing you can do is keep your knives sharp and clean. And the best way to keep them sharp is just regular maintenance. This is a steel, comes with most kitchen sets. It's just a piece of metal, has a little serrated edge to it. And you just run the knife, I recommend, away from you. Again, it kind of hones the blade and just removes any burrs that would be on the blade, so to speak. This here is a home kind of sharpener. You can get them at most hardware stores. Again, it has a little bit of a stone in it, and you just kind of run the blade through it. Works great, not the best, but it will maintain an edge of the knife, which is important. All right, the best way to maintain your knives is to have them professionally sharpened on a machine. Some specialty stores will do it, hardware stores. I just had all mine done. There's a knife shop that I went to, and they put them on a machine and grind them down. And it's night and day the difference between a professionally sharpened knife and one that has not been done. So again, I recommend doing it. About once a year is sufficient. Again, between that, your professional sharpening, you can use the steel or your homemade sharpening stone, and it should last you about a year, but it works great and recommend doing that. I don't recommend trying to do it yourself with like a Dremel tool or something. You could actually damage the blade. The knife shops have a specific angle that they grind them down to, so again, it's not very expensive, and that's the best way to go, so I recommend doing that. All right, the last segment is how do you store your knives. So very important. I recommend get yourself a knife block such as this. This is bamboo wooden. It has different slots. I'm going to have my chef knife in here. I have a couple steak knives. Holds my steel. Very important to keep your knives well maintained. Again, is either then keeping these stored in a drawer where you're fumbling around looking for knives. You could easily cut your finger, and you don't want the knife blades banging up against each other, getting dings and damaging the knife. So again, get yourself a nice knife block. That's the way to go. Mine's right next to my cooktop, you can see over here. So again, I got my knife block, cutting board. And then work toward my pots and pans. So it's a nice flow while I'm cooking. Mise en place is the phrase. Again, you're prepared to cook. So you can also see I got my utensils here. So again, get yourself a nice knife block. All right. And one last way to store knives, and this is my favorite, is you get yourself one of these nice magnetic strips. These are kind of cool to have. Very sturdy, strong magnet. Again, that knife's not falling off. It just sticks right to the blade. I don't recommend this if you have little kids around. Again, the blade's exposed. You could easily just, if you slip and cut your finger, I kind of have it set in the corner of the cabinet, so the chances of me cutting my fingers are slim, but it is an exposed blade. One thing to consider. But again, it looks cool. Most professional cooks have this in their home setup. Again, it's easy to access knives. I can put 4 or 5 different I keep on here, and I have a couple extra utensils or tools that I use that stick to it. So again, easy control. It kind of looks cool in your kitchen. So I recommend get one of those. That's my episode. So anyway, hope you enjoyed it, and we'll do it again. Thank you.